Hey everyone, it's so good to be here today. I wanted to share with you about my latest podcast episode, Accepting the Energy of the Hawk, the Medicine of the Hawk. And I know I've shared with you my connection with the hawk, the messenger, before, but at this moment, I want to give you a different insight into hawk medicine and animal spirit medicine and our own medicine. And in shamanic practice or culture, we use the word medicine to define and I recognize, if you will, our own personal power, our own personal energy and vibration that we bring to the planet, we bring to consciousness. And by using the term medicine, we amplify that resonance in a way that we identify that we're using that essence of ourselves for healing, either ourselves or other people or other things. So it could be land, or it could be other animals, or maybe plants. But the essence of medicine is that it's a spiritual helper of sort that is coming in, coming through us. It's programmed within us in some form or fashion, and that we are tapping into it and bringing it forth. And it has a healing aspect to it. It has an element of bringing people together, or bringing something full circle, and to leave it in better condition than it was before. So if you haven't yet listened to my latest podcast episode, I encourage you to do so. I shared a story about how I finally could no longer deny that hawk is part of my spiritual medicine, and that hawk comes to me often with messages and information to help me in my own personal journey, and then also in my journey of being a helper to other people. So when we're looking at what our medicine is, one of the ways that we can come to identify with it is to look at where our hobbies land. What are the things that you enjoy doing and that you connect with, and it's really easy, and you lose track of time. And that's a really good indicator that you're losing track of time. Or it is something perhaps in your life that continues to circle back and circle in front of you and grab your attention. And, many times we kind of push our medicine away early on in life because we don't want to be singled out, or we don't want to necessarily, be boastful or disregard other people. Usually it's that we are finding a hard time believing necessarily that we're different from anyone else in this respect. I can remember when I discovered really how powerfully I feel energy, the energy of a room, the energy of other people, the energy of plants, and also of animals. And when I realized that this was happening to me, I thought everyone felt energy in this way. I thought that it was just, speaking of animal medicine, my cat Max has decided to come and make an appearance. So, when I learned about how I felt energy, I thought everyone perceived the world in this way. And then I learned later on that that's not necessarily true, that there are a lot of intuitives out there that receive information solely from hearing or seeing, and they don't feel at all. And so we are so unique, and we are so programmed to disregard the uniqueness, disregard the things that come so easy to us that we often miss them especially early on in life. And, as my children are 19, almost 19 and almost 15, and it's really interesting as they're beginning to talk about what they want to create for careers and identities in their own life at this next step and this next juncture. I, want to really encourage them to look deep within and connect with those things that light them up, connect with those passions, because it took me longer to identify with those passions for myself. And that's okay. I think that's perfectly fine. And I absolutely had the journey that served me and that I was intended to. But when we're searching for that medicine, that wisdom within, it truly is within. And we're so programmed to look for it outside. And when we miss the messages, when we miss the signs, Spirit gives us amazing and wonderful ways to identify with it. And I shared my story with you in the latest podcast about how I could no longer deny that Hawk was there in my life for a particular purpose and reason. And so I hope that the story inspires you, and I hope that you'll give some thought to what your medicine is. What is it? What is your superpower that you're here for, and that that you light other people up through that superpower? What is that superpower that you bring to the room? It's so important, especially now as we are expanding in consciousness as a whole, as a planet, as humanity. Our consciousness depends on each and every one of us to tap in and identify with at least aspects or parts of what our medicine is. What can we bring forth? What is dying really to rise up out of us and emerge and to express itself through this body, this human body that we've been gifted. So I hope I've inspired you and given you some food for thought. And I wish you an amazing week until the next podcast episode comes out. An amazing 2 weeks if you're waiting for the next YouTube video. Be well and, be creative.